these Predator drones, Russian fighter jets shadowing U.S. Predator drones on at least 3 separate occasions in Syrian airspace since the start of this air campaign last week. What is the purpose behind this? What is Russia trying to prove? Is this an aggressive move?
Yeah, there's no question. All these moves that the Russians have taken, from the several incursions into Turkish airspace to this trailing of the drones to a flying close to U.S. aircraft. There was, in fact, a U.S. aircraft had to divert when the Russians got too close over the past couple of days. So I think all of this is for Putin to simply set the stage that says he is calling the shots. He is going to be able to stand down the United States, deny the U.S. certain military options, and he's going to dictate both the military and political outcomes of this conflict.
And there's a concern that there might be some sort of air conflict that could break out as a result of this. And Turkey's saying, well, we can't, they told The Guardian they cannot endure, their direct quote, they cannot endure this violation of their airspace, and now NATO's involved. What's going to be the result of all of this? Because every week it just is escalating further.
Yeah, no, this has gotten incredibly dangerous, but this is what people have warned about. If you're constantly sending messages of weakness to your enemies, it inevitably is going to be provocative. They're going to push and push and push, and at some point, they're going to overstep the line, and you won't have any more room to back down. You'll have to respond. I'm afraid we're getting close to that point inside of Syria. There are just too many advanced weapons, advanced aircraft in a very small space pursuing quite different objectives. Either the United States is going to have to, at some point, choose ground to stand up to Putin, or it's going to choose dishonor. And right now, I think the obvious choice for the United States, for this administration, has been dishonor. The question is whether they're going to get war anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if that timetable is going to serve the choosing to stand up to Putin. I don't know if the timetable before elections is going to help with that, especially with the headline that China might be on the verge of teaming up with Russia, their military getting involved. Now, we knew that Iran and China are considered allies with Russia, but this is a whole new ballgame. If they're now considering putting either aircraft or boots on the ground in Syria to help with this objective, this is changing the game in a very dramatic way. There are some people, John, who are saying that this is how it starts with World War III.
Well, I still think that with China, this is a fairly low probability event, but huge, high impact. It would be a game changer and maybe even game over for the Obama administration in Syria and the broader Middle East. For those two adversarial powers of the United States to come in on the same side, it would basically resolve this conflict in Syria. Assad would be going nowhere, and the Russians and Chinese and the Iranians would be able to impose a solution in this war. And I think the United States would be left in a really a historical change of the correlation of forces and balance of power in the Middle East that it will haunt us for a very long time to come.